Welcome back. Today we're diving into a simple guide on how to reinstall or a new install of Windows 10 or 11. Let's get started. First off, you want to put your bootable USB stick into the computer you're reinstalling. If you don't know how to create this, check my previous video for how to do this step by step. So the USB stick is in the computer and we're ready to turn it on and boot up, but we have to boot from the USB stick. So this means whenever you see the splash screen, which is going to be the manufacturer screen or the BIOS screen, so it'll be like HP. The one I'm currently on is Alienware. Could be Dell, Toshiba, Asus, anything before you see the Windows logo pop up. So you're going to want to hit F12 for a majority of computers. HP, you can hit Escape, and then other manufacturers have different ones as well, like F11, I think F9, but I'll have a list in the description saying what majority of the computers are, but most of the time it's going to be F12. So let's get started. I've turned on the computer. As soon as I see that Alienware screen, I start tapping F12, and then I get a boot menu. I'll come down to my USB stick, and now right now is booting from the USB stick. So from here, you'll select your language, your keyboard input. Usually just leave it default. Hit next, install now, and on this computer I'm installing Windows 11, but the process is basically the same with Windows 10. Okay, from here you'll check the little box, hit next, and then custom install. So here I'm doing a clean install, so I'm going to remove all these partitions. Now if you're reinstalling your computer and you have information on it you'd like to save, you can just click the Windows or whatever your C drive is, and then hit next, and it will prompt you and say, hey, we're going to move all your files into a backup folder. So it creates a backup folder on the C drive so it doesn't delete your user profiles, which has all your information on it. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to remove these since I am deleting everything. And if it's a new drive, it'll just be unallocated space. Okay. And then also sometimes if you don't see a drive in here, you'll need to load the drivers, which you can get from the manufacturer's website, and then you can just load drivers and take out that USB stick and put them on there from another computer, and then you can navigate to them to find those drivers. back through this real quick. Okay, so since we've removed all the information, it's going to create new partitions and everything. So it's going to be a clean install. And now it starts the process. Okay, here we're coming up to Windows 11, start of the wizard. So we're going to hit yes after we've selected our country. Yes on the keyboard selection. Skip. Now for the fun part. So I'm going to actually okay, connect. Connect to the network. Next. Okay, I've named the computer. Okay, so I'm going to hit sign in. And here's where it's going to want your Microsoft account. So this is where you would throw in your information. I don't like a Microsoft account, so I don't use one. So what I did was I put no@thanks.com and then just used no thanks for the password, and it sent me to bypass it to where I can create a local account. and then enter in your password after you've entered your name. Next, next, accept. And then more waiting. Microsoft likes to make us wait. And there we go. Windows 11 is cleanly installed. And from there, we can do the setup of the computer, reinstalling all the apps and things you want. Now, from this process, once the computer is online, as mine is, I like to right-click on the Start menu, go up to Device Manager, and this shows you what hasn't installed yet. So a lot of times if you let the computer sit there for like half hour to an hour, it'll install all this stuff. It will download the drivers and everything will be fine. Sometimes you may need to go to the manufacturer's website and get this information directly. And then go over and check your clock to make sure it's right. And that is all good. And that's it. If you have any questions or comments or ideas for future videos, please leave them in the comments below. And once again, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for future updates. Thank you.